This is a TenTec Power Mite PM3A that I've been working on for a friend, and it had a few problems when I got it. Uh, when you keyed it, the relay keyed along with the key, and there was no delay, and that wasn't working properly. So we had to change out. We changed two transistors on this board right here, and these control the activation of the relay, and this pot right here controls the delay. So if you want a long delay, you turn it this way, and on the short delay, you turn it this way. Also, the capacitor was the wrong value, and we swapped it out. So now that's working perfectly. We also added a transformer here to transform the high impedance output of the audio amplifier down to 8 ohms, and there was already a headphone jack or a speaker jack on here, so now it's able to drive a speaker very nicely. We're driving a Kenwood speaker here, and as you can hear, sounds pretty good. Here's your volume control. This knob right here peaks your receiver input, and you can see here the peak right there. Does the same on 20. Both settings are pretty far counterclockwise on these. This right here controls your relay, and if you flip it to transmit mode, you can hear the relay click, although it is not transmitting until you actually hit the key. So it's sort of a manual transmit. The PM3 originally used this switch entirely to transmit from, to change from receive to transmit. It did not have the relay keying or delay built in, and nowadays we would call that a Vox. It didn't have that feature, so that was added, and the purpose of this was changed. So now normally you just leave it in the receive position, and as you key it, you hear the relay activate, and you can see it's got a little bit of a delay there, so you can send a word and not have it follow your keying. There's your power output showing 3.5 watts right there on. Got a little bit of an SWR, so it's not totally accurate. This switch right here, this actually keys the transmitter and the relay. So if I flip it up, you can see your power output go up. Your tune control is adjusting the final amplifier's tuning, and you can see there's a meter here, and see if I can demonstrate. You can see the meter dip when I hit resonance. So that's like the old-fashioned tube type radios that has a dip when you tune the plate circuit, and or you can watch the output of a meter and get about the same results. I prefer using the output indication. The load control, you can pretty well do the same thing with it, and what I do is just turn it counterclockwise, and as you can see here, its action will depend on your antenna, but what you want to do is increase that until you get about 3 watts, and then dip your tune control. I think you'll get a little bit less power on 20, but to go to 20 meters, here's your receive band switch, here's your transmit input and output band switch. So these all need to go to 20, and then you would hit the tune control and peak your output. And we got a little bit too much SWR out there on that antenna, but it's showing about 1.5 watts, well, actually about 2 watts, which is correct. That's about what it should be. That the dial has been calibrated as close as I could to get it set for 40 meters and 20. Looking inside, everything looks pretty good in here. And on the back, I noticed there's no actual model number here. It just says TenTec. So that's, I don't know if it got erased or wasn't put on there or what. Usually there's a stamp that says PM3 or PM3A. And antenna key. Somebody's labeled this stuff here with a marks a lot, positive voltage. And I'm using 13.8 volts from a power supply. I think it only needs 1.5 amps or so to drive it. So anyway, that's a 1/4 inch phone jack. It should work okay with headphones or just about any speaker now. So we're going to put her all back together. Thanks for watching. 73.